right, so it's time to get this leaky girl unleaky. So let's get this thing pulled in the shop. I'm sick of the leaks. What's up, my friends? And this girl is going back on the rack. We are gonna try to get some leaks fixed. I don't know about you, but I get super annoyed when I have a power steering leak. I don't know why, it just sets me over the edge. And it's time to, you know, remedy that. Let's electrify it. So this girl got the rack and pinion treatment. She has not got a fresh coat of undercarriage treatment at all. So she's still pretty original right there. And so I'm not gonna worry about cleaning it up just yet. We are using this as a daily, and I'm just really sick of the hydraulic fluid just leaking everywhere. And so I'm going to replace this. So let's go ahead and get it out of there and then get on with the rest of it. All right, so what we have here is a manual steering rack, which I don't know if the shaft will be the same or different or what. All right, so now it's time to get the pump out of here so we don't have to deal with that anymore. Nice stainless steel hoses and everything. Braided hoses. Good stuff. Just leaked. We'll leave the steering wheel on for now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make the disconnect from the wiring harness here. There, that's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the steering column because we're cool like that. All right, we are out of it. All right, so back in with the bolts so I can bolt back all of this goodness. Put an extra spacer in there, so we should be back to where we were. All right, so when you get one of these Versa kits, you're going to get the shaft included. It's kind of an essential piece, so it looks like we shipped it. And this, you can kind of get it out. There it is. So yeah, that's what we're used to on the Versa shaft, that extendable shaft. This will go to the motor side, this will go to the exterior side, and with the flex there, it gives you the length you need. In the open, everything looks really good. So to get everything prepped, we need to get this assembly off of here. I want to make sure I've got all my pieces before I get too wrapped ahead of myself. Oh yeah, perfect. Gave the pigtails This plugs into this. So that's perfect. And this plugs in to here. So it works in fail-safe mode, so you'll have no issues running it just off of 3 wires, really: ignition, power, and ground. So I think there's something to be used for this. This seems like a pretty cool bracket. I'm gonna figure something cool to use with it, but for now, we're gonna get this thing off and get it all taken apart with our special tools. Refined equipment. So I have the column out here again, and so I measured from the tab tang here to the ground 16 inches, and that fit really good inside firewall. The motor will sit right in here, so I basically need to cut this column at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the steering wheel and get all of that out of the way, measure how much gap I need for this, the push out for the shaft, which is a different on a 68, if I remember how. Oh, well, there it goes. And that really does it. I mean, it's pretty loose, so not too complicated there. But I have this out of the way. I want to get a measurement to the edge there. You can see we are at 2 3/4, and so this is supposed to come now. Supposed to come out, right? Oh, come out this way. Yeah, that makes sense because we are, yeah, that's the double D. Comes out there. That way I can start cutting. Don't have any wires in the issues like on the 67 I did. So, yeah, slice and dice, baby. All right, so we have it all lined up, and now we're gonna take a measurement from the top here and to the stick out, so that way we have the right measurement after that. So let's get a measuring device. Bottom of the bearing down to the top of the motor shaft, I'm measuring 8 inches, 8 1/4. So I'm going to make that mark and get it cut. All right, so we've got this, we're going to drill this out to 3/4 of an inch so that this shaft can slide in there, and we can move this up above and really get a good grip on the shaft there. So start drilling this out. I just removed the bearing from this sleeve here, just taking that retaining ring off. That way I can slide this all the way in and over and get a good basis of where this is supposed to be setting in the motor. Hopefully everything's clocked right and everything's just gonna work out just as we planned. It'll be a little tighter because this column is actually a little bit wider out. It's a little bit pushed out, but not much, honestly. Not much. There it goes. And I found a problem already. No, it's good. It's good. So right now I'm going to make a little bracket to attach here. So we want this to come on here just as a tab, and I'm using some flex here just as a tab, and I'll keep it a little loose. Hello. All right, welcome. We're gonna put this thing in. Got my little fabrication tab. So I don't know if I can get you guys to see, but on this tab that I created, there's an existing hole in the column. It's gonna work out perfect if I can get it to align right. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a mark here and get this going. I like butter. Love it. All right, y'all. So I just want to give you guys some experience inside the car, how it rides with the electric steering. Yeah, so it's got a manual steering rack, but it is still very, very responsive. Maybe a little too responsive, but I'll get that dialed in soon. I think I've got to get a little bit more of my toe in out correctly. But other than that, it is sturdy. Everything feels really good as far as the electric steering and the column itself. But yeah, just butter, man. It's just... All right, guys, I'm super excited about this. It has turned out really well. Electric steering in the classic Mustang. I feel like this is a good venture. I feel like putting a Nissan Versa is the least expensive option, and it works in fail-safe mode. I think there are some tweaks that could be made to the sensitivity of it, and I think I got an idea, and I want to show you guys if it works out. I'll show you if it doesn't even, but I got an idea to make it a little less sensitive based on your speed. So there's some things we can do to trick the computer to kind of make it less sensitive. But overall, I don't feel like it's too sensitive. It's really good driving and handling right now. So
I think it's good. All right, y'all. So thanks so much for following on, and please keep hitting that like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop those in the comment section below, and we'll try to get them answered. If there's any further detail that I can go into on this Nissan Versa, or if you saw any things that I should do to correct, please let me know. I am totally game for that. Thanks so much. I'm super excited about the future. Let's get to this. Like butter.